Okay, we are officially recording. So welcome to Training Tuesday with the Sunflower Crew. Tonight's topic is going to be, what did I say it was going to be, Ruth? I forgot that fast. Oh, it's going to be opportunity packets. That's it, opportunity packets. So tonight we're going to talk about creating opportunity packets, how to create opportunities for yourself, and building your team for those who want to build a team. We were going to do an open discussion tonight with Sarah, but Sarah wasn't able to make it. So we're going to go back to what was actually on the schedule. So we were kind of doing that monthly movement stuff, and we kind of, did a little bit more unscheduled, whatever, for this month.
I guess.
Unplanned. There you go. That's the word I was looking at. Okay. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do opportunity packets. Does anybody create opportunity packets?
I do.
You do? Okay. What do you put in yours, Berlinda?
I put in the brochures to join and host, a catalog, some order forms, scent of the month, business cards. I think that's about it.
Okay. So do you carry them with you all the time?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else do opportunity packets? Nobody else? Okay. So I'll show you what I do. I generally always have one. And what I do is, when they send these plastic bags with your scent circles and stuff like that, so I always carry one or two of them in my handbag, and I use one of the Scentsy handbags, and I just fold this over so that they stay nice and neat, because we all know when we shove stuff in our handbag what they look like when we pull them out of our handbag. So I reuse these bags and just stick it in there just to keep them neat and tidy. So you can get them in the Scentsy store. These are old ones. They have new ones in the Scentsy store. You can get them in the Scentsy store. You can get these nice little stickers, join for $99. I put in mine a whole bunch of different stuff. So everybody does it different. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. I always put a full-size catalog in there, and I put a scent circle in there. You don't have to. That's not something that you have to do. But this is like my thinking with giving them a scent circle is not only are you giving them an opportunity packet and saying, join my team, you're giving them a gift, and they're like, wow, she must really be making money. She gave me this. She just gave me something, not just, hey, come join my team. I gave you a gift in addition to that. So I think that resonates with people and says, I'm successful. I can afford to give things away. Okay. So that's my personal opinion on it. So these have a little pocket to put your business card in. And again, these, join my team, all these stickers are available in the store. This is the brochure that we currently have in the store. That is Start Here with Scentsy, and it tells them all about the opportunity, and it's got that in there. I made up my own join my club, so I always put my club stuff in there. So these postcards, I have them without my information up here. I actually have these on the team page, so everybody has access to these, and you can see I printed these. I wanted these done really quickly. Usually I send them to Vistaprint, and I have them printed on matte finish, so it's not shiny like this, but this is just photo paper. So that's all I did. I wanted them done quickly. So I sent it to Walgreens, and I got myself 100 of them made, and I included them in everything. So when I was sending out all my thank yous, I was really trying to build my club. And the month that I did this, I really did build my club up to like 12 people. So I include these in my opportunity packets. And I also had these little postcards made. So again, you don't have to do all these custom things, but these are options that you can do. Vistaprint had something one month where it was like I think it was 50% off, and it was a special on postcards. So I think I paid $19 for like 150 postcards. So I just put pictures of my family from, this is from Disney. This one is from Punta Cana. I put that little, you'll be glad you did 1 year from now. And then on the back of it, I included my little Scentsy story. So I also, on this, the part that you would fill out, it says to my next teammate. So I also will get these and send them to people, like when I'll put them in their, their orders and stuff, and right back here, a little thank you note, so it just says that little, to my next teammate, and it's kind of planting the seed again. So it's always talking about join my team, join my team, join my team, and then I put a business card in there, and I had this little blurb that I made too. And these are also available on the team page. So this is a customer service thing. So it's, again, it's pictures of the trips that I've taken. It tells a little bit of my story, but it basically says in here, not everyone wants to do a party or join my team, and that's okay. No pressure here. Most of my business is direct sales, and I take pride in servicing my customers. Please browse my website, look at a book, or call me for one-on-one service. If you want to book a party or join my team, I'd be happy to help you earn free products or start your own business for only $99. Scentsy products are high quality and we stand behind them. Give us a try. We are not like the other warmers and wax you might have tried. Our warmers use low wattage light bulbs and slowly warm the wax. Scentsy wax is a paraffin base and infused with fragrance. It's safe for children and pets. No wick, no flame, no worries. I look forward to hearing from you. So that's my little, kind of take the pressure off of people so that they don't feel like if they call me or if they talk to me, I'm going to, try and talk them into joining my team or try and talk them into having a party. I'll take you however you want to come to me. I'll talk you into joining my team later. First, I want to get you as a customer. I want to get you loving the products, using the products. And then I include the party brochure. And again, this is an older one, but these are available also in the Scentsy store. So this is all about becoming a hostess. So it talks about being a hostess. It talks about, here you can see it's all the people you know. So this is like your list to invite. So I include those things in the packets, and it's just, every time you do one, I don't always put the same stuff in there, but I kind of have general stuff that I'll carry, and I'll keep this and carry with me. Now, something else I want to show you is that you don't have to spend the money on the folders in there. I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought myself a whole bunch. See all these little nice colors. I just went and bought myself a whole bunch of the paper that you would get and put for doing your scrapbooks. So the 12 by 12 paper you would do your scrapbooks, that's all this is. This is simply a piece of paper with the wood grain. I fold the bottom up, fold it in half, and then I bought, these don't have it on there yet, but I actually bought these clear round, they're clear circles. I bought them from Amazon, and I just put the clear circles on either side to hold them still. Let me see if one has them. This one has it on there. So you can see the clear circles.
Mm.
And that's just what holds it still, so it becomes a folder. This one's a nice red, white, and blue one, little Americana theme here. And the same thing. So these are nice and cheap. I created these labels myself. So it's all about joining my team, and I love stickers. I love stickers. So I put stickers all over everything. I find all these cute little inspirational stickers and I stick them on everything. So, there's lots of ways you can do it, but I bought these, they were on sale. I bought them. Look, I stuck all my stickers on there. And then as I need these, I grow. Are you okay? Stop it, bud. Sorry, the surgery dog. So you can see, like, look, there's little ones that bandana style and, so you can get creative and be cute. And, you can get ones that are cardstock. You can use ones that are paper. All they have to do is keep everything together so that it makes a nice presentation to give to somebody. And that's really the whole purpose of the opportunity packet. It's just saying, here's the information you could take home with you. I don't just randomly give them to anybody. It's somebody who's expressed interest about doing this as a business, somebody who's expressed interest about hosting a party. They're the people that I give the opportunity packets to, because I keep a full-size catalog in them as well. I always give a full-size catalog with the opportunity packets. You want them to have as much information as they can possibly get about the business. So does anybody have any questions? Sorry, keeping an eye, making sure he's not out of stitches. Right, bud?
Before you
Yeah.
give it,
I keep turning around and watching them. So go ahead.
you write their information down as you give them the pack.
Yeah, so I always carry the drawing slips with me. And do you guys use the drawing slips? I also have, I have a whole pile under here. I also have ones that I printed myself. So again, if you're looking to save money, but I always carry these opportunity slips, the drawing slips. And I just ask them to fill it out, because it does have a section here where they can check whether they're interested in a party or they're interested in joining your team. So I always carry them, and you can see I have a stack here of people that I need to follow up with. So these were people that I met at events. And don't be afraid. If you go somewhere and anybody asks you, oh my gosh, you sell Scentsy, so I'm wearing my sweatshirt. I'll go someplace and somebody will say, oh, you sell Scentsy. I don't ever just give them my information. I always get their information. I'll say, I don't have a catalog with me right now. Why don't you text me? Here's my number. text me your information and I'll pop one in the mail to you. So now I've got their phone number, and then I can follow up and say, hey, why don't you give me your email address? I'll add you to my newsletter. So don't, I mean, everybody thinks that you're doing great if you're handing out a bunch of your information, but just handing it out to anybody without getting their information to be able to follow up is, sometimes you're just throwing it in the trash, or they forgot your name and, they look through the stuff. And believe me, I've done it. I've given out catalogs and forgot to put my information on them. So it happens. It happens. But make sure you're always getting their information, because that puts the ball back in your court to follow up with them. So what do you guys do as far as when you're having conversations, you're having recruiting conversations? How do you start them? Let's open up the floor. Come on, I see Berlinda going, I don't have them. I just don't have them. That's all.
If they
You're prepared. You're prepared. You got it right there.
I just
so
got
close.
My mouth and just say something, and then I'm on a roll. But first, what to say, how to say it without stumbling and stuttering and just.
Well, I can tell you, the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with it. And there's no wrong thing. I mean, if I stumble and I sound like an idiot, I'll say to people, I know I sound like a bumbling idiot. And look, if I could do this business, anybody can, because I'm a hot mess. So, you put it out there that way, and then they start thinking, oh my God, she was so funny. She is a hot mess. And she's doing this. So, I mean, there's ways that you can do it that way too. I mean, I could have a conversation with a paper bag, so it's easy for me to say this, So how about hearing from somebody who has a little bit more struggle and has had some success? Come on, Patty, speak up. You're a good recruiter. Yes, you.
There's two Patties. I wasn't sure who you were talking to.
Patty Martin's on there too. She's hiding now.
I'm not a good recruiter. I have no confidence in it at all. And basically I hound the shit out of them until they say yes. Oh, I'm sorry, we're recording. I take it from my sponsor and I'm just like, you want to join. I'm going to call you next month. Like, you want to join. And now I'm kind of out of people. They avoid me. They see me coming and run away. No.
Well, I will tell you, so I have a girl who's joining right now, and she's been a customer for a while. She's an RN. So like right now things have been really, really busy. It's starting to kind of level off a little bit, but she's been a customer for a couple of years. She randomly contacted me. She was looking for a Scentsy consultant and randomly contacted me. One of those emails you get from people that we're all afraid to answer. We all assume it's a scam. Well, this one wasn't a scam. She called me, she messaged me, I messaged her back, and she's like, yeah, can we set up a party? And, and we're going to do it at my mom's house. And it was like close to where my sister lived, so I'm like, we're going to do it at my mom's house. And I'm like, I was almost afraid to show up at the house, and it was like one of those things that I'm like, I don't know what I'm getting into, but I talked to her on the phone, and then I like Facebook stalked to make sure that I was safe, because it was, there aren't very, very often that we get somebody that's like completely random that just like reaches out to it. I was a little bit nervous, but I wound up being an absolutely fabulous party. I mean, it was like a $1,200 party. It was a really good party. They were super nice people, and they all continued to order from me. So the one girl, Robin, she continued to order from me, and she actually would find out that I was at events, and she'd come to the events to like, smell stuff and buy it from stock so that she could actually smell them while she was there. I dropped my testers off at her house. She moved and gave me all her new contact information, So this time she wanted to have another party, and we would go back and forth. This has been going on since January. So finally we figured that this was a good time. You okay, buddy? You're right. He's just going to keep on whining. He's like all out of it. But, we thought April was a good time frame. So we scheduled her party, and I said, do you want to do a bingo? She hasn't done a party during the pandemic. So I said, do you want to do a bingo? I said, they're fun. They're interactive. It's a nice way to be able to see everybody. And she was like all about it. And then I said to her, well, your party already, I got 2 orders, and your 2 orders were $250. So I'm like, your party's going to hit 500, now might be the time. We talked about it a couple of times about you joining, and now might be the time you're going to get that kit for free. So then I stopped saying things like, why don't you join my team? I just So when you join my team, we're going to use your $75 free to get your hostess kit for free. It's not going to cost you anything. It'll be free for 3 months and you could try it. So I just changed the entire conversation to, as if she had already decided to join and she was still in that, so I mean, tonight she's actually in the process now of trying to figure out a name for her website, but it was just like, and I'm like, you've got nothing to lose. And when we did the bingo the other night, it was like, everybody thinks there's a catch. There's not a catch.
All kidding aside, I actually have been trying to better my communication with people that I approach with this. And right now, my big thing is the trip. If you join now, you really have an opportunity to earn this trip. Really, what do you have to lose? 3 months free, you get the free kit. You know what I mean? You don't even have to spend $10 on your website. You get a chance to make the money, start your business. So your business is going to pay for the website. Like, I've gotten better than just hounding people and chasing them around the corner. But like now I feel like I have a little bit of a flow with my conversations, but I'm still not comfortable with it at all.
I don't think you ever really get comfortable with it. I mean, really, I hear superstar directors say, I struggle so bad with having the join conversations. Hold on, where'd he go? Is he in there with you? Hold on, got to track my dog down. Hold on. Okay, he stopped whining and I was like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? We just don't want him to get out of stitches. So we're trying not to make him wear the cone of shame. And, and just watch them until it's time for bed. And then I'll have to wear the cone of shame, but the poor pup. But, I mean, I think that there are some people who just never, ever get comfortable with the join conversation. And I mean, as much as I love this business, it's still always a little bit uncomfortable, but a lot of my conversation stems around, you're a really good customer. Would I try and talk you into joining my team and then have you hate me and lose you as a teammate and a customer? So think about it that way. And I'm like, look, you try it for 3 months. If you don't like it, you just stop. It doesn't cost you anything. Everybody thinks that if they don't sell that $200 every 4 months, that we're going to charge them. And I'm like, no, we don't charge you. It's okay. It's okay. If you don't, you just go inactive. Well, what does that mean? It means they turn off your website and they assume that you don't want to sell anymore. And if a year later you change your mind, you can come back. Once a Scentsy sister or mister, always a Scentsy sister or mister. You still have your number all the time. You'll have your number and you can come back whenever you'd like to. So I'm like, just give it a try. What's the worst thing that can happen? I don't want you to support your business. I always tell everybody my rule of 3. And I think you guys have all heard my rule of 3. When you get your commissions, you divide it into 3. You pay yourself first. The other third, you put away for Uncle Sam. And then you put 1/3 back into your business. And if you stick to that discipline, then it's not going to be where you're supporting your business. That once you get to the point where you start supporting your business, it's time to go back to being a customer. And it's okay to do that. It is okay. If you find you're supporting your own business, then you don't want to be a consultant. You want to be a good customer. And you want to enjoy the products and you don't want to have to worry about meeting the minimums. So I mean, I have those frank conversations with people and I go, look, some people do this as a hobby. Some people do it just to feed their own addiction. I think the people who do it as hobbyists, if you're selling to some people, that's okay. But if you're really just every 4 months buying to get your own discount, I don't know if it's really worth it. I mean, to pay for your website and, and then not really sell it to people, I don't know if it's worth it. Sometimes I think you do better just being a customer. So I mean, make sure that when you're talking to people about joining, you're talking to people who really want to do it as a business. Go ahead, Patty. What were you going to say?
Well, I kind of tried to follow what, I've heard about offering everybody the opportunity and using host kits and things like that. And that just does not work for me. Everyone that I just was like, oh, I have this great opportunity, or they took the kit and they ran. Yeah. So now I am very selective of who I even ask to be on my team. Like, I don't know if that's actually the correct way. It's probably not, but I will look at your Facebook page. I will see if you have friends that interact with you. I will see if you're just making posts and nobody's even liking them. Like, I don't want you on my group. I know that sounds horrible, but then it's just going to be another person at the bottom of my list that does nothing. Right. And then their website goes inactive and whatever. So I'm kind of more selective. Like, I mean, if someone has a party, of course, but if I'm actually just like the cold recruiting kind of thing,
Right.
I want to find people that are actually interacting with other people and have that social circle that's outside of my circle, if that makes any sense.
Because I think as a leader, when we do that, it's more work for us. Like if you've got somebody who's, I don't want to have to chase after you every 4 months and say, you know, you're going to go inactive. You know, all you need to do is sell $200 and you'll hit shooting star. And you know what I mean? Like if I have to chase you, then it's really not the right business for you. Like we all want to grow our numbers and you never know who that rock star is going to be. But then again, on the flip side, if you don't torture somebody to spend $20 and join, sometimes you never know if they're going to be a rock star or not. There we go back teasing Patty again, that Lauren harassed her to spend $20 on a kit. And obviously she was right, because May 1st is going to be her 1-year anniversary and she sold over $40,000 in Scentsy. She has hit every level that there is to hit. She earned annual sales, which I am in 6 years. In July, I earned annual sales for the first time this year. So she doesn't realize how incredible that is because somebody tortured her to spend $20. So, you know, you've got to weigh it. You've got to weigh it and see what works for you. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong.
And I will say, I kind of changed my approach a little bit since then. I did.
$20.
I'm just honest.
Spend the $20.
I literally didn't know what I was doing because I've never had, I mean, Patty was the first person on my team. I never approached anyone. I never asked anyone because I was kind of, I guess, too scared to do so. But
Lauren,
then
go back to what you were doing before.
And Lauren, I did not make it easy for you either. So.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. Not at all. I was very mean to Lauren.
That's okay.
But you know, sometimes you see something in someone that they don't necessarily see in themselves too. So think of it that way too. I mean, I have certain people that I'm like, you would be so good at this. Oh my God, please do this, you know? And it's people like that you've seen that have been in direct sales before, you know, and that's something too. Like if you see somebody who's done direct sales before, our business model is very different than a lot of the other direct sales companies that are out there. We don't want you to carry stock. We don't want you to be your own best customer. You know, Orville always says, you know, don't spend family money on Scentsy, spend Scentsy money on family. So lots of people are jaded when they've done other businesses and they're like, you know, oh no, you know, I sold that, we won't say names, but the legging company that, you know, makes you buy a certain quota every month. And then you've got 57 pair of leggings with pizza and cats on it. And, you know, and you can't sell them to anybody. So then the customers become the other consultants that are buying from each other and trading stock from each other. And that's not what Scentsy's trying to do. You know, it's funny because we have a girl on our team that I swear to God, everybody that's her customer and including herself always wants something that is no longer available. That's all they want. They always want the stuff that is no longer available. And instead of, I'm like, stop going out all over the websites and all the in search ofs and trying to find it and get it for these people. Tell them it's no longer available and tell them what is available. Sell them what you currently have. Stop chasing around and trying to find that warmer that's been discontinued for 5 years and try and find in them a replacement dish for something that they've had for 12 years. You know, sell them a new warmer, show them the stuff that's in, talk up what we've got available. Don't sell what we don't have. You know, it's the same thing with people doing that for, you know, trying to sell things that, you know, the monthly warmer, the warmer that's coming out in May, people are already out there selling and collecting pre-sales and all. And I'm like, what about the one we got this month? You know, sell the one we got this month. You know, the last week, I say the last week of the month, you put it on out there and say, look what's coming. That's great. You know, but up until then, try and stick with what you got available right now.
They kill their own sales doing that because if someone sees a warmer come out, they might buy it now. But now they saw this that's coming May 1st. Well, I'm going to hold my money and wait.
I'll wait.
But if they really want it, you could have a double sale right there.
Yeah.
Like they would buy what they want and then, oh, wow, I have to have that too. Yeah. That's just, you know, common sense. But also don't take no. Like when someone says no to you, don't take that as a no. Because not only with me, with Lauren, I think I told Lauren 500 times, no, 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 no. But Anne Marie, she's on my team. She has been, it's still less than 70 days. No, 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 for 3 months straight. No, no, no. And now look at her. She is like top sales. I think she just hit level 3 in sensational start. Like
Yep,
she's
she did.
amazing, but that no doesn't always mean no.
And isn't it funny, Patty? Don't you see yourself in her?
Oh, 100%. She has no clue. Just like you used to say about me, she has no clue. I'm like, you're doing amazing. She's like, no, I'm not. This is just fun.
Yeah, this is fun. And that's the way I did it, you know,
Mhm.
and that's the thing. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that quality in somebody, that ignorance sometimes is bliss. And you're just doing this because you're having fun. And when you're having fun, you are successful. You are successful and your business is building. As a matter of fact, since we have Michelle on here, I will give Michelle a shout out because she has hit 200 in sales. So she's been active every month for 12 months. So way to go, girl, way to go, you know.
Thank you.
So, and you know, I think it's always been closer to, you know, 300 minimum every month. So it's not like she's just doing the minimum every month. So it's been good. She's had, you know,
And I've had a
those big
couple
bumps
people
in
here
her.
and there. I actually didn't realize that that one girl, Michelle Lynn, she's actually my friend, the one that did the party for me, and she just saw, I think, joined Scentsy with somebody else, I guess, because I didn't ask her, and she went, I guess, with somebody else. She just asked me to join her group, and I'm like, because I talked to her about it a couple of times,
Yeah.
and she kept telling me she wasn't interested, and I kept, every couple of months I would ask her, and I just asked
Yeah.
her like a month and a half ago, and she told me no. So I just figured she didn't want it,
Oh,
and I was going to talk to her again. Next
Michelle,
thing you
I
know, she
literally-
joined.
I had a girl come to my house. She was torturing me to come to my house, and it was during COVID, and I was a little bit nervous about having her come to my house, but she's like, I want to smell the wax. I want to smell the wax. I want to smell the wax. Okay. So I get all my 4 containers. I have like 400 bars of wax. I bring them in my garage because I figure, okay, my garage is open. I didn't want to have her in my house. I was too nervous about it. So I had set everything up in my garage. She came over. We stood in my garage for 45 minutes while we talked. She was buying wax, and I said to her a couple times about, you know, joining Scentsy, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not interested. I've got my son. I've got all this stuff going on. 3 days later, I see a post come up. She's saying something about Scentsy. And I said to her, are you doing a party for somebody else? And she goes, oh, I joined. My friend needed to hit a certain level, so they asked me to join. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, you were in my house for 45 minutes buying wax and smelling wax, and you went a couple days later and joined under somebody else? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and like now she's on my page. She gotta buy, I'm gonna have to take her off my page. I don't want my friends seeing all her stuff now. You know, but I'm like, and she's been buying off of me for 3 years. So you just don't know, you know what I mean? And that's where Patty's saying no isn't always no. It's asking somebody at the right time of their life. Lauren will tell you, when Lauren joined the first time, Lauren joined to help her friend Loretta. She introduced me to Loretta. I talked Loretta into joining. She joined to help Loretta reach a level, you know, and really had no interest in doing. She was doing another direct sales company, and she went inactive, and I kept in touch with both her and Loretta, kept saying, you ever want to come back? You ever want to come back? Well, I hit her at the right time where her fiance was out of work. She needed to get a second job. She wanted him to be home with their son, and she wanted to get a second job. And she said, you know what, maybe I'll try Scentsy again. And I'm like, yes, try Scentsy again. Then she recruited Patty. The rest is history. The team exploded from there, you know? And I mean, it's getting somebody at the right time, and the people who you have that are on your team who go inactive, keep in touch with them, because first off, they should be customers. It drives me crazy. I have 2 girls that were really, really good, and they both stopped doing it at the same time. And now they don't buy from me at all. And I'm like, how do you go from being like a rock star and using this stuff like crazy to not buying anything at all? It's really odd, really odd.
My problem is they just hang on. Like, I wish if they were going to be done, they would contact Scentsy so they could like end their whole account. Because I think my team is what, 33? I have 33 people on my team, and I would say probably 12 of them do nothing. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah. But they just hang there.
Of our overall team, we're at 180, I think now. So of 180, probably a third of them struggle to stay active. So of my team is right now, I'm at 79. So of my 79 people, I average about 20, 25 that are active each month. So you figure out of 79 people, and that's about a third. So if you have a third of them that stay active, and out of that third that stay active, there's really only maybe 4 or 5 that are actually working their business. The rest of them are just staying active. You know, I mean, the ones that are working their business and really recruiting. So, I mean, that's about average, you know, when you think about it. So if you think about it in those terms, so maybe 1 out of every 5 people you recruit are really going to work the business. You know, and it's just a matter of keep growing your team, keep offering the opportunity, because it might just be, I mean, you know, it's cliche, and you hear everybody say all the time, it's a blessing, and, you know, and offer the opportunity to everybody. But when you really break it down and you really think about it in just common sense terms, it really can be life-changing for somebody. So there could be somebody out there that really does need the opportunity. So if you offer it to everybody, you might find that one person. You know, it's like buying a lottery ticket, you know? You keep buying a lottery ticket hoping that you hit that one that's got the big number. You know, you don't stop buying lottery tickets because you didn't hit in the last 5 years. We all keep buying the damn lottery tickets. So, you know, so it's the same thing. It's offering the opportunity, and there may be that one person. And I will tell you, I've seen it happen where I've had people on my team that it's transformed their lives. You know, I had one girl who she cried poor all the time and was always asking for help on, you know, I have on a couple of these pay it forward pages, and she was always asking for help. Don't have money for food this time, you know? And I said to her, look, I'm going to offer you the opportunity. I have a free kit. So I'm not going to give you the money. What I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you this free kit. I'm going to give you the opportunity to earn money for your food. You know, I'm here if you need the help, and I'll help you grow it. And guess what? She just hit certified. So, you know, so I mean, you know, it's taken her a while. She's a little slow start, and, you know, she's still funny about asking people, you know, and I'm like, look, you were comfortable going out and saying to people, I need food. So now what you're doing is you're asking people to help you to support your small business so that you can support yourself. It's like saying, I really want to get off of welfare. Give me a job. So, you know, you've got a job now, you know, you're off of welfare. You know, you're not asking for a handout. You're asking for people to give you work. And that by them buying from you, that's what it is. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're offering the opportunity to people, and always have something. No, don't go outside of the house without being branded in some way, so that I don't have to say a word. All I have to do is walk through a store. What do you think it says to people? She's a Scentsy consultant. I don't have to say a word. My handbag is the gray, you know, messenger bag that we have available in the store that's got a Scentsy logo that's purple and it's this big. That is my handbag that I carry all the time, because it's a conversation starter. I don't have to start the conversation. My branding does it for me. You know, and when I go to a restaurant, guess what? I leave your tip with a scent circle. You know, everything that I do lets people know I'm not being pushy. I'm not being salesy. I'm giving you a gift. Here's a little smelly for your car. Thank you so much for your service. You know, I hope you think of me when your car smells great on your way home tonight. You know, my information's on there. You know, so don't be afraid to do that. You know, I mean, use your Scentsy as a gift. So here's a good story. I had a gentleman, we did Relay for Life several years. And one of the themes, the last time that we did it, the theme that we did was KISS, you know, the band KISS. So it said "Kiss Cancer Goodbye," and it was written in the way that KISS writes it. And I actually had a Gene Simmons mask that I wore. And, you know, when we were doing the Relay for Life, when I was walking the laps, I was walking with a Gene Simmons mask with a big giant tongue hanging out, you know, and our banner said, you know, "Kiss Cancer Goodbye." So we have a bunch of people in our family who had cancer, and I'm a survivor. So I had a bunch of these car decals made. And we haven't done Relay for Life for a couple of years. So I had the decals left, found them in my garage. So I put them out on Marketplace for sale for $5 each. That's what I paid for them. So I put them out there for $5 each. And I was kind of hoping that just like somebody would say, oh yeah, look, I got cancer, and, you know, I'd like to buy one of these or whatever, you know, and I was just going to send it to them for free anyway. You know what I mean? I put it out there for sale. So if somebody just bought one, okay, they just bought one, you know. One of my customers, I sent a couple to her. She's like, oh my God, this is hysterical, but we're not huge KISS fans, but I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to buy lip decals, and everybody in my family is just going to put lips on their car. for the same kind of idea. So I had a man reach out to me and said, oh my God, I'm a huge Kiss fan. And the background on his Facebook page is Kiss. And he's wearing a Kiss shirt in his profile. And he's like, I'm a big Kiss fan and I'm suffering from stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And so I put 10 of them out there for $5 each. And he said, can I get all 10 of them for $30? And I was like, you know what? I said, yeah, sure. I said, that's great. Send me your address. So he sends me the address and he says, how do you want me to pay? And I said, I don't want you to pay me. I'm going to give them to you. Well, then I happened to see, I friended him and said, do you mind if I friend you? Because I'd like to cheer you along. Well, he said they gave him 4 months to live back in July. And here he is still kicking cancer's ass. And so I'm like, you go, and I mean, on stage 4 is like, it's going to get you eventually, he's not going to beat this completely, but you know what, he's going to keep on fighting. And then I saw on his page, I friend requested him and, and he's like, yeah, that would be great. I'd love you to cheer me on. I said, I'm a survivor, have a whole bunch of family I've lost from it, had some conversation with them. Well, guess what? They're doing a benefit for him as well. So here I go. Here's my opportunity to pay it forward. And I said, lives in Illinois. So I sent him a message and I said, I see that they're doing a benefit for you, because he has somebody from the Cars, or not the Cars, Cheap Trick. The drummer from Cheap Trick is sending him some autographed stuff for his benefit. He's, this guy apparently was in a band too. So I said, do you want a gift certificate, to raffle off or whatever, or do you want a basket? And he's like, whatever you're willing to give, I'm completely grateful. But this is an opportunity that by selling something completely unrelated to Scentsy, that I've opened the door to an opportunity and I'm able to do something where I feel as if I'm paying it forward. You know what? Maybe somebody in Illinois will see this and go, wow, this is so nice that this lady who met him on Marketplace is donating something. I want to buy more Scentsy. Maybe I'll buy from her. I'm not doing it to necessarily build the business. I'm doing it to pay it forward. But it's a nice opportunity to do that and get it out there. You have to feel like what you're doing is good. So I feel that being able to offer that, I'm going to offer them $100 shopping spree. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send them a gift certificate and I'm going to say $100 shopping spree. And you know what? Guess what? I got a $500 party that is just sitting there. It's just sitting there with free and half price stuff that I can claim. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave that sit there. They're having it in May. My free and half price stuff is going to be donated to somebody that won this raffle. But it feels good. It feels like something that I'm paying it forward, and it makes me feel good about my business. So even if you just use your business for that and you talk to people, I've said to people, I have one friend who is very involved with pet rescues. Guess what? You want to raise money? Sell Scentsy, donate your commission, if that's what you choose to do. So there's lots of different avenues and different people that you could attract that are going to do different things with the business and with the money. Lauren's, turned her video off, but Lauren did that. Lauren used the opportunity to pay it forward and send a breast cancer warmer to a complete stranger because it made her feel really good. And it was a really nice gift to give to that person. So she's getting it free and half price, and she got it and paid it forward and offered that to somebody else. So it's good karma in addition to a nice way to expand your business. It's somebody that you didn't know. So guess what? Maybe that person never used Scentsy before. Maybe their family's never heard of Scentsy, and that exposes, them to it and her to it, and it feels good to do. So anybody else want to chime in? Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Poor Loki. Poor Loki. So anybody else? Go ahead. Somebody else chime in here. Lauren, tell us about your good karma.
Good karma. Oh, okay.
Did you hear me telling them about your story about the breast cancer warmer?
No.
We were just talking about paying it forward, and I talked about how you paid it forward and sent the breast cancer warmer to a woman that you met.
Yes.
Suffering from breast cancer.
I did. Well, I was gonna send her the cancer warmer, and I ended up sending her the Love Is All You Need warmer. Because
Nice.
I was gonna do the breast cancer one, but then I was like, well, I kind of want to send her something that won't remind her of her cancer, So, because I was like, well, that's a nice sentiment, but and then I switched it and I did the other one. But yeah, she was very thankful. She got a bill of good health afterward. I mean, I'm talking, I never met this lady in a day in my life, and I'm on all these mom groups, and I saw a post one night and she's holding her toddler sleeping in her arms and she's crying. And now I'm crying. And I'm like, oh, man, you know, like, cause you don't realize sometimes when you're so caught up in like life and everything, you know, like how blessed you are and, you know, to have good health. And she's my age and she has a son that has the same name as my son. And there was just like, her name's Lauren. And, you know, she's just like real sweet woman. She's actually a nurse practitioner in Minneapolis. But I just said, I reached out to her and I just said, you know, I know I don't know you, but I read your story and it really like touched my heart. And I would just like to, you know, to bless you. And I sent her some goodies.
Yeah.
So, and it made her feel good. And I was doing that for, you know, I've done it a couple of times. I sent like a little blankie bear to a little boy that, oh, like the kids like just get me.
Kids kill you. It kills you.
Oh, they get me. It was like a little baby that was having like surgery on his lungs or something, or, and I messaged the mom and I was like, you know, like, can I just send your baby like a little thing that'll cuddle with him and keep him, you know, hopefully like, you know, just something soft and, you know, to make him feel better. And then she was like, oh, my daughter actually loves it. Can you send me another one? I was like, yeah. And she was going to pay for it. And I said, oh, no. If I would have known you had 2 kids, I would have sent you 2. So, but yeah, I
What
feel
it
like
is,
when
I
you
mean,
do
you know,
those
that's
things, it's not even about like not even more so telling people, just kind of doing it out of like the kindness of your heart type thing. And that's just what makes me feel good about being able to do that with Scentsy, because I've never been able to do that before. And now that
right.
I'm able to, I that's what I enjoy from it. So
Yeah, and it is. I mean, it's just like it's the beauty of this business, that's where it's very powerful. So when you're having conversations with people, you know, it's not necessarily always about making money. You know, sometimes it's about changing lives and it's about expanding, you know, your reach with people. Hey, stop. It's about expanding, you know, I mean, your reach out to people and the kindness that you can spread to somebody else. You know, there's so many different things that you can do. I'm sorry, I have to keep watching him. We watch him from everybody's in charge in a different room. So whichever room he goes to, you know, he's headed your way. So, because I know he's gonna rip his stitches out. I'm like,
no.
I'm ashamed. Yeah,
But it's even like when you go to Starbucks in the morning and you get a coffee and you pay for the person behind you, you know. We
Yeah.
actually, Loretta was stopping on the way to work, my coworker slash best friend. She was stopping on the way to work the other day and she's like, oh, somebody paid for our drinks today. And I was like, see, good karma.
Yeah. It
You do
is.
it for other
That's it.
people,
That's
you
it.
know.
It just
That's
makes you feel
nice.
good to do those things. And
Yeah.
the more you do it, the better you'll feel. This is the other one. This isn't the surgery one. This is the other one. This is the one that likes to frequent our training sessions, right, Callie? Say hi, everybody. She wants to join the team,
Oh,
right? You want to join the
cute.
team? She's very upset that her uncle is incapacitated.
Oh.
Where's her Scentsy collar? You don't brand your dog?
My daughter makes collars. So
Oh,
yes, so we're branding them with her collar making. So she does the paracord collars. So I'm not allowed to brand
Those
them
are
with Scentsy.
cool.
Yeah,
yeah, they are cool.
our Scentsy collars are not big enough for my crew.
It fits on Sky, the extra
Does
large. Yeah,
Does
but
it? I have an extra large.
but the Scentsy label falls off of it, like the Scentsy.
Yeah.
So she's got the blue collar with it.
Yeah, mine needs thicker. Like they're too thin. Mine need something thicker. That's like this bunch. I mean, I could put it on just for decoration and to look cute, but we're never walking them with that.
They'd
No.
probably yank it right.
Well,
through.
my dogs, when we walk them, they have a harness. So we have one attached to their collar, Alicia attached to their collar, and it's like, it's got 2 ends to it. So one part's on their collar and one part's on the harness because, you know, they'll listen to Beth, but anybody else gets drugged down the street. So Beth can walk all 3 of them by herself. 2 German Shepherds and a Lab Dane. She can walk by herself. I have pictures of her with the leashes. And when they start pulling, she goes, stop. And they'll all stop and sit, all 3 of them at the same time. And she can make them all sit while she does pooper scooper too. I can't even walk one, right? They drag me down the street. They don't listen to me at all, you know?
Oh.
They know who to come to when they want to eat and they want to get pet. But other than that, there's no respect at all, you know? Right? You good boy? You good? They all keep checking on them. It's like sad and
Aw.
pathetic. I know. I think he's still, the anesthesia is still making him loopy, and that's why he keeps whining. He's like not quite sure, you know, because he's definitely the alpha male. So this is like very sad watching him. So
Did they say
All
how
right.
long until he's kind of back to
10
normal?
days he has to go back and get the stitches out. You know, we're not allowed to let him go up and down the steps, and, you know, not to get it wet. And, you know, when he goes out to go to the bathroom, we're supposed to put a leash on him, because he already, though, we've had him home for just a couple of hours, and we have a baby gate that we put up to try and keep in. He jumped the baby gate 3 times already, you know? So yeah, well, he had his toe removed. He had his toe removed when he was 2. The day he had the toe removed, his whole foot was still wrapped up. You would have never known there was anything wrong with the dog. He's jumping, and, you know, and I mean, try and keep a 2-year-old German Shepherd still. Wasn't happening.
Yeah, that's not
We tried
happening.
putting him in the crate, and he was like, I know how to open this, you know? I mean,
We used to call my dog Houdini because
Yeah.
my pit, he would just somehow get out. I don't know
Yeah.
how, but
they're incredible. They really are. Well, you know what? I'm going to
Ugh.
stop the recording here. Okay. Thank you all for joining, and I'm going to officially stop the recording.